Good evening, everyone. For the eagle-eyed viewers of you all, you'll recognise Niest Point. You might not be able to see from this level, but there is mist everywhere. Now, this evening's vlog counts on lots of different elements all working together to create something hopefully really good. But if one thing fails, there was no point coming out. But if it all works out, tonight is going to be something special. What I'm hoping for is, one, the mist stays here enough. Two, good light, obviously. And three, for when the lighthouse turns on, the lighthouse catches the mist and then creates the beams of light coming out of either side. Now, if I can get enough mist, but not enough mist, enough light, but not too much light that it's going to burn off the mist, and then also enough mist where the light from the lighthouse catches, as a lot of what ifs and maybes and mights and hopefullys. But if they all work out, something real special. Now, my next challenge is finding the composition that's going to work. And now, for those of you that do watch my vlogs, you know I have a method of doing this. What I like to do is get my camera out, have a little walk around and see what's working that day. Now, I have shot an image from down there. I'll put the image on screen now. And it was nice. It was a nice image, like, don't get me wrong, solid, strong image. But if this one works out, it'll be even stronger. But I don't want to use the same composition.
Woke up from a whisper, collared shirt down by my...
Nah. It doesn't include enough. There's not enough going on. I think I'm going to head over this way, onto the rocks.
Stood on crowded bathroom rug. Voices filled the rooms upstairs. Our floor was warm.
So I've had a little look around, and I think there's only one composition I like. Now, with this composition does come an element of danger, as I'm pretty sure the tide's going out now, but I'm pretty close to the water. But that gives such a powerful stance for the lighthouse, such a height above the water. It really makes it stand out, especially with the mist on the cliffs on either side. Really help keep your eye on the focal point, the lighthouse. So the place I'm thinking about checking out for my composition, where I'm going to stand, is on that rock right there. Obviously I'm not going to take my camera gear and you across just in case it all goes horribly wrong. But let's see how it goes.
Breakfast fresh on the stove.
I think I've got a winner. Right, see you over there. Time to see what my camera thinks.
Hold on, we'll be home again.
So I'm going to talk you through what I've done to sort of set up the image. So joining me on the back of the camera, I'm using live view. First of all, I get it nice and balanced, then I go through my different options, I get my grid on, and if you see, I've used the top third. So 1, 2 and 3, I've used the top third for the lighthouse. So that's where the end of that image is really going to be. I've got it pretty balanced though, because I've got land moving off this side, I've got land on this side. Down in the bottom corners I've got this rock, this nice big rock, and it's creating huge big swirls in the water. There we go, see our big one there. And then following around straight up into the lighthouse, so just guiding your eye up into the lighthouse, and this is going to be my composition. So the next thing I'm definitely going to do is get my polarizer on, because one, this will cut through the glare of the mist, so I'll get better colours, and two, it'll darken up the reflections off the water, so they'll look a deeper, darker colour, getting that dramatic, that look that I love so much. And there's something else I'm going to have to use, and that is a shutter release, because 2-second timer, as good as it is for stopping the shaking the camera, trying to capture movement and using a 2-second timer, too much guesswork. So I'm going to use that shutter release and then get it when it's really pumping. And now all I'm going to do is wait for that big wave, and I think there's one coming now. I've been having a little play around, and last time I was here I captured that big wave, the big powerful wave, and the waves coming off the rocks, and it looked great, but I've done that. So because the tide's so low right now, it's given me the opportunity to do something slightly different. It's revealing more rocks underneath the water. So as that big wave smashes in, and before the next one comes, what happens is all the water gets towed out over them rocks. So that's the point where I'm capturing, and I'm shooting on about a 2-second exposure at the moment, 2.5 seconds. And that's creating some beautiful movement in that water. And all I need now is for enough mist to come in and for the lighthouse to be able to capture it and then create that beam that comes out the sides. So this really is shooting through time, creating an image that couldn't be done in a one, couldn't be taken in one shot. It's taking different parts from different times of the evening to create something special. I hope anyway, I hope. Fingers crossed. Not gonna lie, that little bit of B-roll made me a little bit nervous. I thought that wave was gonna get me. That was huge. Now, if I trusted that a big wave wasn't going to come wipe me out, I would definitely take the camera down there, get an image like that. But for one thing, never forget when you're out shooting, snacks. Tasty, tasty snacks. I've got a little friend coming to see me. For some reason, a seal is heading straight in my direction. Oh, I think he's noticed me. He's definitely curious. There's no way the GoPro will pick him up. The seal's gone. But if you did pick him up, that was pretty cool. I love the Isle of Skye. There's so much going on. Photography wise, nature wise. Just an amazing place to be. So I've just realised I've been a massive plonker, a huge plonker. First of all, the lighthouse doesn't rotate. It's just a blinking light. So that means I can't get a light beam here and a light beam there and a light beam there and there and there. Any of that cool stuff. Also, the fog is not thick enough to be able to capture that light and disperse it. So you couldn't get them light beams. Obviously I could fake it in Photoshop, but then you can fake anything in Photoshop, so what's the point of coming out with your camera? But I have still enjoyed my evening, and I think I've still captured something really nice, which is always nice. Always nice to think you've captured something nice. Can only find out once I get back anyway. But I think I'm gonna finish my vlog here. I hope you've enjoyed it, especially if you've not seen the one before. That's very similar to this one. But yeah, anyway, have a lovely evening and see you next Friday.